Hello and welcome everybody back once again to another West Coast Wednesday GT3 stream. We're back, everybody, with a new season opener, and the entirety of all the Trackalicious seasons are back and strong in force. However, tonight, it's the West Coast Wednesday, a little bit later than usual. I'm your host here tonight, Mike Nause, and joined with me is none other than Mr. Saagar Bakshi. Saagar, welcome.
Thank you so much, Mike. I really appreciate the love and support. We've got 8 races coming up for this West Coast Wednesday series. I'm super excited to see how all 20 of these drivers that are on the grid right now are going to fare at this Imola iconic circuit that we have. We've got 2 20-minute races coming at you fast, and of course, we're alternating between the 2 20-minute races and 45-minute races every other week. So it'll always be exciting and something great to look forward to.
Absolutely, and we got Karu dropping a sub already. 13 months they've subbed for. That's almost a year. Thank you so much, Karu. And of course, Saagar Bakshi also dropping a sub for 4 months. 3 months in a row. That's almost a year as well. Thank you so much, everybody, for your support. It's September as well. You get discounted subs if that's something that suits your fancy. Save up to 30% until the month of October on any subs. And if that just so happens to go here at Trackalicious, we appreciate you for that. But hope everyone's on a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. We've been off for a while now. The off season has been in strong force, and we're finally back once again for the actual season. And what do we have upcoming? Well, I don't have a calendar display to you. However, I guess, one thing before we get into it, I do want to say hello to everybody on the Twitch and YouTube side of things. We're live on both of those. We got Pat Award is the best. We got Official Karu. We also have over on the YouTube side of things Ryan Conlin, as well as Person Who Exists. They do, in fact, exist. So thank you so much. Welcome, everybody, and hope you all are doing well. So now what do we have coming up here at Tracklist? We have West Coast Wednesdays, which this week is going to be at the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo E. Dino Ferrari, otherwise known as Imola. Next week,
sponsored by Sargento.
Maybe not, if they are looking though. We do, of course, next week have the Valencia, followed by Watkins Glen, Alton Park, Skoda. Then after that is going to be Nürburgring with Paul Ricard and Zandvoort. And of course, on top of that, which thank you very much, Adam Strange, for the singular bit-aroo, does Oscar and Yuki have, Yuki have more aura? Interesting. Let me think about that one while I continue this rant here for a minute. We have up and coming, we have some iRacing stuff. We also have some ACC stuff, but in the iRacing side of things, we have the iRacing NASCAR Truck Series. That's going to be starting up tomorrow, I think, Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, starting on September 3rd. It started yesterday, my apologies. We also have the Thursday GT4 iRacing Championship. That is starting tomorrow and will be over at checking. As we do this in advance, obviously, it's going to be at Road Atlanta, followed by Laguna Seca, and so on and so forth. We also, of course, have the West Coast Wednesday that you're watching here. We got GT4 Hot Lap Series, as well as GT3 Hot Lap Series. We have the GT3 Championship starting back up as well this Sunday. That is going to be the main event that we have here at Trackalicious. Certainly looking forward to that one. GT4 Rookies and the GT4 Open on top of that as well. And, of course, we did have yesterday, yesterday, it is Wednesday. We had, of course, the track guide. If you guys did miss that, head on over to the YouTube side of things, or on Twitch. I think the Savant is still up temporarily, but we had Amedeo Castorino, who was helping us out there with a track guide over on Imola, and had some really, really useful pointers. If that's something that you're looking for, is to drive Imola faster, then I certainly would recommend taking a look at that video, because it will, in fact, help out a lot. Kali Official, thank you so much for the sub as well. 8-month streak, 8 months in a row. For 8 months, my goodness, that's all the 8s in the world, but that's almost a year. Thank you so much for that continued support, Kali. Adam Strange joining us as well. Now, I think it's enough rambling for right now, Saagar. I think I've covered pretty much everything. Of course, we're back at it, a lot to cover. Why don't we head on down to the action with the black screen of anticipation here and get into the quali.
Take care, Ryan Conlin. Hope you have a good event, whatever it is that you're dipping off to go do, and remember to be safe, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Ryan. And again, thank you everyone on the YouTube side of things. Calendars is overrated. You use sundials. I can also respect that to a certain extent. Postal Plays, welcome. Wishing everybody luck here tonight. And Adam Strange, no Short King powers give at least 50 plus cooking skills in another 12. Honestly, that's true, though. Yuki does have the Short King vibes. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is at the end of the day. But he does know how to cook. We've seen those. They've seen the videos with Pierre and whatnot. So that's absolutely a fact, I would say. But now the real question, though, again, is does Yuki or Oscar have more aura? I think the obvious answer is Yuki. Oscar's has the aura of a goldfish, to be completely honest, when it comes down to it. He's a great guy, great racer, but he is not that interesting.
He's got a little bit of a hothead to him, too. I guess that could be more like a beta fish. Like just one of those plain-colored beta fish. Not gold, not blue, luscious with some red stripes. He's just there.
Lewis is just pure aura. That is true, Adam. That is a fact right there. Lewis is pure aura. And then I think on top of that, I know some of chat will disagree, but Daniel definitely has an aura. Whether you'd like to admit it or not. Some people in chat I know are not Daniel fans, but that's okay. He's got an aura. Either way, let's talk about qualifying here. We got a lot coming on here with the race, and at the moment, Ricardo Rivera is top of the time charts with qualifying basically coming down to an end right now. Jake Wells not too far behind, about a 10.5 off the mark. Kyle Hirsch in third position with Jake Terrell in fourth at the time, about 3.5 tenths separating them. Pretty decent-sized margin between third and fourth, but it tightens up afterwards. Cryotheus not too far behind in fifth. Max Power, I love that name, almost like Willpower, but Max Power with one of the maximum effort liveries on the grid as well. Looking stellar, and with an incredible name. You love to see it. Jace right behind him in seventh in the Audi. Interesting choice there from Jace. Darren Wicks in now eighth position as somebody, either way, in eighth position with Neil Kerbal behind in ninth. Neil has been putting the work in, grinding a bit, and it has certainly been paying off, it seems, up into the 42s with Curtis Rustin in P11. I guess rounding out top 10 is Neil Kerbal.
And Jake Wells actually put down that lap on his last lap of qualifying session. He was further down the grid in about fifth place and able to just jump right ahead towards the front of the grid. He was top of the practice timing tower as well with a 140 point something, 0.5, I believe. So his 141.5 in 29-degree track temperature is pretty blazing. For all these drivers to be in the low 140s is pretty phenomenal. And the grid is awfully tight up at the front. 141.555 and a 9 thrown in there for good measure. And then it still tightens up there in the background for the 42.0, 42.1, 42.2. And that's only in your top 10.
Philip Sazo there invalidating Jace Wright, the last driver out here to improve. He's currently a 10th down and heading into the Ravazzas. A little bit off the apex there. I don't see any improvement happening here. And I did definitely hit a nerve in chat by saying that Daniel has an aura. Chat seems to have not liked woof, and there's a nice spin. An aura-like spin from Jace Wright.
A beautiful pirouette, I believe is the proper term. And we've got 2.5 minutes to do livery deep dives, or at least go through this grid and see what the drivers have come up with for this season. I'm excited to see the character that these guys have put under their cars. I've seen a few favorites already.
I have as well. I think I've also seen a couple incorrectly uploaded liveries, which is a classic for the beginning of the season, as there are some liveries that are just basic, which I'm assuming were not uploaded correctly. So if you don't see your livery, chat, and you're wondering, why don't I see my livery? Upload it correctly next time, please. Make sure the liveries are in the liveries folder and the cars are in the cars folder, and of the proper league that you're in, and I will make sure that the cars download, because I download it every single week. So yeah, just make sure it's uploaded properly. I download them same every single time. Now with that PSA cleared out of the way, so I don't receive any messages in my DMs, which I inevitably will anyways. Starting us off up at the top, Ricardo Rivera, the 787 Puerto Rican E-Racing Club member in the Ferrari, the Cavallina Rampanti, topping the charts here in Italy on the home soil. We have Jake Wells behind in second for the 527 McLaren Evo 2. Kyle Hirsch coming home in third with his sister McLaren, just a McLaren as well, I should say, in the Dive Bombers in third position with Jake Terrell in P4, the Team WRT BMW. Phil Cryotheus coming home in fifth position for the number 81 Odyssey Esports Performance Team. Lovely livery there for the Australian driver, with Max Power behind in the Maximum Effort Racing for the German car and the German driver. Jace Wright, 7th here for the ex-Controller King, now with a wheel for the Audi. Darren Wicks in P8 for the number 46, with number 47 behind him in P9. Look at that. The Pirates livery here for Joshua Worley, coming home in 9th position. Brilliant. Neil Kerbal in the Kerbal Race program. Nice and colorful. Not a Mustang. No, it is a Mustang. It's not a Camaro. The Mustang GT3 with Curtis Rust and Company in P11. That's going to be the 868 in the derivative mode. I can't see what that word is. Either way, Alex Freeman in P12 for the McLaren, the AF Sport, with Anthony Kelly in the Fear Nothing Moto in P13. Philip Souzo in P14 for the Rematch Racing 213 with Professor Chronotis in 15th in the number 42. Patrick Dubois is going to be in P16 with the Rockefeller Racing Ford GT3 Mustang, with Justin Brackett behind a new driver here to the West Coast Wednesday, the J6 Racing, Reggie King Company in 18th, with Christian Julian in P19. Devin Smallblock Anthony in the the Coyote engine this time, Ford Mustang GT3, the 664, with Jelson Cruz in P21 for the 777 Lamborghini. Matthew Charter, another new driver to the West Coast Wednesday, joining us here with the Lego, the RW Racing Lego machine. And rounding out the back of the grid, last but not least, the Mad Fox Sim Racing number 920, the Canadian driver here, is going to be in the GT3 Ford Mustang, and it is Yeager Karu.
One of the nice tidbits that I noticed while going through the grid is the top 5 is only separated by half a second. That is awfully tight at the front. Normally, we're going to see people like Ricardo Rivera, Jake Wells, Jake Terrell probably drive away with their championship lead right away. But it's super nice to see in this championship series right now, at least, the top 5 are going to be glued to each other. But that doesn't speak any volume to the consistency of how they're going to perform over this first 20-minute race. And then they also have another 20-minute battle left to go.
Most certainly do. Welcome everybody as well that is joining us. Adam asking which driver has the least aura. I have an answer. Just give me a second. Lando Norris has lost his aura back in 2024. I will say, I feel like that's the answer that most people would give as Lando, but Lando has an aura. It's just not an aura that most people would like. Just like Ocon. I want to say Ocon for that answer, but I unfortunately can't, because Ocon has an aura. It's just an aura that I personally don't like. But I think Gasly is kind of a driver who doesn't have much of an aura, in my opinion. He's just kind of there. He's great. I love Gasly. Number 10 was my number growing up. I love the number 10. Plus, he's just a good driver, but he doesn't have anything special. Nothing that stands out. Nothing. No spunk. No pizzazz. No pop, in my opinion. You know, I can understand if you have different opinions. But also, welcome Am I a Failure? Welcome Dr. Porkchop and Postal. I think I already did welcome you. And then over on the YouTube side of things, we got Nailgun Stanley also. Yeah, Lance Stroll also does have an aura. The aura just is made with money. That is also very true.
And Gasly only has aura when he's near Yuki, says Pato Award. That's very true.
Yeah, very true.
He was very flavorful when he had Yuki to pick on or have him as his little best friend. That was a funny time in racing history.
Yeah, but now that he's with Ocon, they just hate each other, and Gasly's just bitter all the time. Just Sergio Perez, I'm the Minister of Defense. Sergio's aura leaves chat, honestly. Or he just confusingly walks away, one of the two. And tries to hand a microphone to somebody who he doesn't need to hand the microphone to. Perez just constantly looks lost, in my opinion.
He's just got that confused look, and he just has his hands up like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
It's absolutely hilarious when you watch him next time. Like when he finishes an interview, watch him after the interview. He just kind of looks around like, who do I hand the microphone to? Like, here, I guess you. Like, same when Logan was asked. Speaking of, where's Logan Sargent fanboy? I know I haven't seen him since the news was, or since the new news has been dropped. Anyways, neither here nor there. We're coming around the final corner here and getting ready to go green. This is race 1 of the West Coast Wednesday Championship here at Trackalicious. We got plenty more exclamation mark SimGrid if you are interested. Ricardo Rivera, though, starting us off here up at the top. Jake Wells in P2, going to be trying to contest down into the first chicane. I'm your host tonight, Mike Nause. Joined with me is Saagar, Bakshi, as we come here to the line and we get ready to go green. But it's going to be the second board, of course. It's always like that here at Imola. I should know that. We're a little bit rusty. Green, green, green now as we head down to the first chicane. It's going to be a dead even heat. Jake Wells not going to be alongside enough to really challenge. Behind that, Kyle Hirsch, though, is going to be under pressure from Jake Terrell to the outside. The BMW looks for the move. He does slot in nicely, though, in front of Cryotheus. Cryotheus, though, tries to go around to the outside. It's going to turn to the in for the next part. Gets fully alongside. Going to continue the run now down towards Villeneuve, who is going to have the advantage. It's Ricardo Rivera 1, Jake Wells 2, Kyle Hirsch 3. But right now, P4 is undecided. It's going to be Cryotheus looking to defend. Jake Terrell as well. Jace Wright trying to find what he can. Dive bombs to the inside of the first hairpin. Doesn't find any beans, and it seems that it's going to be nip and tuck for the front runners.
Amazing start to this race, everybody. It's been super clean as far as I can see. Not a lot of positions getting changed left, right, and center. But we're seeing some combatants come out and show their stripes. A little bit of side-by-side in the background between Philip Souza and Alex Freeman now getting squirrely with each other. And I'm sure some boys at the FNM crowd are cheering for this battle to rage on as we see Anthony Kelly in the background in 14th place.
Yeah, and that was a bit of a mistake there from Philip that led him to get overtaken by Alex Freeman. He's going to try to capitalize back, though. He needs to be careful. Onto the outside is going to be Anthony Kelly. Not going to find the daylight, though, just yet. Professor Kanota's biting at the heels as well, looking for anything he can find, heading down towards the Ravatsas. There will be an opportunity that opens up, but it's only going to be for a brief moment. We're going to be trying to set up for the run. Down to Tamburillo. Kanota's there. He needs to be very careful. He got a little too late on the brakes. That's going to cost him big now as Patrick Dubois sets up the run for the straight now and is going to try to do him in, but he also got a bit of a poor launch there. I'm not even sure what happened, but regardless, Justin Brackett here is going to be trying to make a move himself down towards the Tamburillo. The inside line's going to get covered, but not enough. It's still going to be contested by the J6 Racing. He tries to move over to the racing line, though, and he has to settle now for the back. It's going to be still P17 for him. No moves found just yet. Same, though, can't be said for Darren Wicks. He's moved up over Joshua Worley.
Yeah, great overtaking opportunity there. Cronotis just dipping a wheel off into the gravel. Oh, that's a big bump for Darren Wicks out in front, though. In that Martini liveried car, the rust bucket that we see. I love to see the combat scars on that thing. That looks pretty furly. But he's getting into a combative mode when who is he next to right now? This is going to be Joshua Worley around the outside, coming through Piratella, the Pirates' corner per se, as wrongly noted. But nose to tail right now, headed down into Aqua Minerale. They're trying to get a look at it on the inside, but there's not enough room, and there's bump in the rump, and Terrell gets the worst of it there. The number 47 of Worley gets squirrely, excuse me, and just got a little bump in the rump, but everything's fair. And Love and War now getting the bump in the rump one more time by who is that? Was that Freeman giving it to him? Neil Kerbel giving it to him. But Neil doing the gentlemanly-like thing, slowing down and waiting for the grid to catch back up with him. Whatever, fool, thank you very much for the raid with a party of 10. Thank you very much for joining us here at Tracklicious. We're having a West Coast Wednesday showdown.
Yeah, and you know, I think that was an interesting one, to be completely honest, watching that one back. Neil Kerbel feels that he was at fault for that incident. Looking back, I don't know if he was fully at fault. That was sort of a two doesn't go into one incident. Neil maybe could be put there. We'll see. The stewards are going to have to judge that one. Philip Souza, though, moving up ahead towards Anthony Kelly. They've moved up a couple positions themselves since the start. 2 positions each for them. And now looking to maybe make it one more for Philip, or can he? The Nail Gun, I know Nail Gun Stanley in chat cheering on the Fear Nothing Moto car up ahead. But what has happened here? Anthony Kelly has disconnected? What's going on with Anthony Kelly?
Anthony Kelly seems to not be.
No,
No, he's there.
He's fine. It's just a glitch. We're fine.
15th place.
Don't panic. We have more action, though. Kronotis to the outside here of Tosa. Lunge and a half. He's going to have dirty tires on the exit now. The marbles are going to be strong on the wheels, but it doesn't matter. Philip Sousa, he's caught sleeping at the wheel. He will have the inside, though, for Piratella, but he isn't far enough alongside to make anything happen. Needs to just tuck in and wait. Is this the first race? Yes, this is the first race for West Coast Wednesday. Welcome, Whatever Fool. And welcome everybody from there as well.
Kronotis is really using as much of the track as he can buy. He's dipping his wheels off into the dirt. Like you said, he's dipping his wheels off into the marbles. He better be careful because there's a certain amount of time. Oh, Jake Terrell getting a push towards Phil Cryothios. And on the inside, that BMW is making a lunge towards the double left-hander at the end of the circuit, and the move is done and dusted, and that Skechers car is running away with it.
That was a textbook move from the WRT Audi right there. The car piloted nowadays by the ex-Moto GP rider, Valentino Rossi. Phil Cryothios trying to find anything he can back into the first corner. Up ahead of them is Kyle Hirsch. There's a question in chat. How is he doing? Well, he's currently sitting on the podium, 1.5 seconds behind Jake Wells. Jake, 3 seconds off the back of Ricardo Rivera. Ricardo looking to be the one to win here tonight, or rather the one to lose. Behind that, look at this little squabble going on towards the Villeneuve chicane. This is going to be a defensive move from Max Power as Jace Wright tries to sink his teeth, and he doesn't quite get the grips, though. Now onto the outside of Tosa. It's going to be a lunge and a half. It's not going to quite work out for him either. He's going to tuck right up to that bumper. Trying to make a move on the outside of Tosa is a very difficult one. It's you got marbles on the outside, and you are going to be struggling to lay down the power on the exit, though into Piratella and down towards Aqua Minerale. Also, not too many moves.
Interesting to see the battle of the German automobile manufacturers here at an Italian circuit. The R8 actually performs very well here at Imola, in my opinion, and it handles a lot of these curbs that are nice and flat pretty well and tactfully. And here we see the bumper view of Jace Wright chasing down Max Power. And let's see how he handles the chicane here. Takes a lot more speed and even has to back out of it, though.
Yeah, he's going to be trying to look now down into the Ravazzas. It's going to be a potential one here. He's close enough, but is the inside going to be open? The inside's left wide open, but you can see here, Jace, he wants to pounce on the start-finish straight. He's trying to set up his exit, and looking at the... Oh, he's going to just plow right into the back of the Mercedes, and Max Power has maximum damage, and he's going to have to try to recover from that. Jace Wright going to be kicking himself for that. Why don't we go back and take a quick little replay here as we head into the final Ravazza. We're going to see here, maybe get a different camera angle. Over the curbs there for the AMG, and a little bit better of an exit. Jace, he was prioritizing the run onto the start-finish straight, but maybe a little bit too much so. He carried a bit more speed than he was even expecting, and ends up going into the back. And as we resume here, Phil Cryothios is going slowly. Let's go back into a replay, 20 seconds, and see what happened here. So this is Phil Cryothios into Tamburillo. Massive curb usage, goes off. Oh, big spin. Doesn't save it. Collects into the wall and is going to have some damage himself. A rookie mistake there, unfortunately, for Cryothios, somebody who's been around the block for a while now.
Great replay recap to find out what happened there. Man, that is really just big, big damage. You saw him just warp right into the wall. Unfortunately, his wheel's probably not driving straight. He's going to have to take a pit stop if he's got that much damage, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's a 20-minute race. You might just be better off, especially here at Imola. It's a long, long pit lane. Imola, we're looking at about a 38-second drive-through. If you're going to change tires, about 46 seconds you're looking at. Not really something you want to be losing for free. We have a full onboard lap redeemed for Curtis Rustin. We'll pick that one up here on the next lap as he is under pressure from Max Power. We'll check in before that with Neil Kerbel here and see if he can make a move maybe into the Ravazzas. This will be the final chance for us before we go on board. Neil here thinking to it on the outside. He's going to have to commit fully, go late onto the brakes. He will have the racing line, but the 777 has the defense. Now, who's going to have the exit? Is it going to be Patrick Dubois? Has he set himself up potentially for a good run? He very well may have. It seems like no, it's about a dead even heat for all of those drivers now. Let's go fully on board, though, with Curtis Rustin for a lap into Tamburillo. Looking a nice... Ooh, okay, missing the apex there a little bit, but that's okay. We're on the safe line right now.
identical lap times coming out from Neil Kerbel and Patrick Dubois. But here we're looking at Curtis Rustin right now, and Curtis Rustin is in P7, and he's getting chased down by Maximum Power, who's on his recovery drive after getting that bump in the rump, sending him around through the final corner. And on the inside, making a move. Now he's under threat from behind, though. That's going to be, who is that? That's Cryotheos trying to make a move now for the ORL Racing League, and he's trying to get involved in this three-way battle pretty heftily. And he's got a lot of pace beneath him. Cryotheos doing really, really big things. His fastest lap being a 42.6, 43.3 in front, and a 43.4 for Curtis Rustin. So we've got a lot of time to be gained behind from Cryotheos, but this really isn't a track where you can pass very easily. You're going to have to set yourself up for the start-finish straight or wait for a mistake to happen.
Yeah, this is one of the overtaking opportunities as well into Alta if you're bold enough, but as you mentioned there, Saagar, it is a difficult one. You have to have the overspeed, you have to be fully alongside at the best of times, and the other driver has to be fully aware as well. I'm just trying to keep an eye here on the invalid laps. I just see Ricardo Rivera, he put in an invalid lap. That doesn't mean that that was a track limits warning. However, on Imola, it's fairly likely, especially through Acqua Minerale, you go wide there, you might pick up not only one, you might actually pick up 2 drive-through penalties because of the way that the game is programmed. Not penalties, it's going to be 2 drive-through warnings, just simply because, again, of the way the game is. Now, down into the first chicane we go. Who is going to give is the real question. Phil Cryotheos, we've seen a mistake from him in the past, and he's trying to make up the ground that he's already lost. He's down 4 positions. All in all, though, I know I'd seen it in the chat earlier, it's been a very, very clean start and a very clean race thus far.
Yeah, it really has been, showing the driver's skill, and their comfortability level has just really been increasing race after race and season after season. The drivers, we had such a huge grid last season, and now to see the drivers get really tight and comfortable with each other, it's such a rewarding feeling to watch everybody grow and get a lot faster as well, as we can tell by the gaps being super close by the qualifying session, and even indicative through everybody's consistency throughout the race.
Yeah, certainly. I love that in chat as well, by the way, is if I rolled marbles onto an F1 track, would it be funny or dangerous? Just asking for a friend? Both. That's like how I feel about unplugging somebody's Tesla when you walk by, where it's like every single time I walk by a Tesla, I am tempted. I'm not going to ever do it, but I am tempted. And if I did see somebody unplug a Tesla or an electric car of any sort, I definitely wouldn't find it hilarious. Definitely wouldn't find it hilarious by any stretch of the imagination.
What if you just dropped a magnet inside of their charging port?
No, that's rude. I don't want to actually like ruin their machinery, but it would just be pretty funny if they go out to start their car and they're like, alrighty, time to go home. Oh, I can't go home. It's on E. Yeah.
Gonna have to sit here and wait for another 2 hours for this thing to charge, huh?
It wouldn't be funny at all. Not at all.
That'd be pretty tragic. I'd be pretty PO'd. I think those things actually lock, the JS112 plugs.
I'm sure they do now, but the old like Nissan Leafs, you could get away with it.
Yeah, for some reason I have a feeling like the Teslas and stuff, those all have locking mechanisms now where you actually need a key to charge them or uncharge them appropriately.
Yeah,
whoa,
no fun.
Cryotheos is having a big wiggle right there, trying to push his track limits as much as possible, but really not the place to do so right before Tosa.
Not quite, and he is going to be trying to hang on and keep up with the rest of these drivers now. Falling behind is not what you want. You need to stay in that slipstream as long as possible. Max Power here, giving it all he's got. You can see maybe a little bit too much so, as he has a big wiggle there through Piratella. Not too much of an issue, though. Saagar, there are some rumors allegedly in chat here from your recent workings with BTS and the songs that you helped there. Is there anything that you could share on that one, or is there the NDA still under wraps?
No comment. I can just say no comment at this time. I apologize, Pato Award. I read the comment too in advance, and I just had to say no comment. I'm not allowed to talk about these things. All I can say is that let's just say I have a new job lined up for myself, huh?
Also, I have no idea what song you're referencing in the YouTube chat either.
But he's
Dink Donk as
the
well in
brave
chat.
and the bold. Batman reference. Okay then. I'll accept
Drive-through
it. I'll
penalty
allow
for
it.
Curtis Rustin. That's big.
Ooh.
Track limits
Oh,
exceeding
no.
one too many times.
Oh no, he spent his 3 speed tokens, and where do you think it happened, everybody? I really think Aqua Minerale is the place where you're really going to get those speed token violations, just dipping wheels off at the curbs there. What do you think, Mike?
It could be Aqua Minerale, it could be the Ravazzas even, it could be the second chicane. It really could be anywhere, to be completely honest. The track limits are pretty tough on this track. You're going to see most of it in Aqua Minerale. You might even see some through Piratella running wide and carrying the speed. Those are 2 common ones. Aqua Minerale, or Tamburillo, also possible. You can cut the chicane pretty easily. On the last part of Tamburillo, the left-hander heading down towards Villeneuve. That's a pretty easy one to cut.
Yep. Lots of track limits violations here, and unfortunately, the rule to follow is don't tread on Italy, or don't go past Italy. The red, white, and green markers there on the curbing. That's where you're going to get your violations the most.
Here we see a nice little 3-way scrap that's picked up. Joshua Worley has come out into into a bit of a kerfuffle, I should say, with Neil Kerbel and Jelson Cruz. Joshua Squirrely Worley, as I guess he has been aptly named, but it's Neil Squirrely Kerbel right now, which doesn't quite sound as good. Neil there manages to keep it under control, though, as he wrestles the octopus that is the Ford Mustang GT3. A little bit of gravel kicked up there as well for Joshua Worley. It seems like it's a game of mistakes right now, with Jelson Cruz leading them here in P14.
Yeah, a little bit of pocket sand getting thrown up in the background, trying to deter Joshua Worley from chasing down Neil Kerbel right now in front. These drivers really doing a great job on their recovery drive. And where is Justin Brackett right now in 13th place? He's chasing down Philip Souza right now.
Ooh, yes,
and
he
this is a very close battle, chasing down the 2-1-3 out in front. And Philip Souza getting a track limits there, actually, when he went over that curb.
Oh, no. Looks good.
Oh, looks good, apparently. Oh, he's still on a valid lap, I see.
Power Movie, welcome, and thank you very much for that. That made me laugh. The only Billie Eilish song that I could recognize right now is Birds of a Feather, because it's in the playlist that I've been listening to at the gym for the 2024 popular songs on Spotify.
You gotta listen to Lunch. I don't understand. How have you not heard of Lunch? Billie Eilish.
By Billie Eilish. Because it hasn't popped up in the popular of 2024, so... Like I said, I didn't make the playlist.
That thing is poppin'. It is a poppin' song, as the kids would say these days.
Hold that thought, though. Mistake there from Jelson Cruz. This is going to allow Neil Kerbel to run now down towards Variante Alta. Down side by side, the opportunity he's been waiting for. He's going to have to batter his way through. He clobbers the curb, clatters over the side, loses the position, not just to Jelson Cruz, but also to Joshua Worley. Very unfortunate. The charge was there, but it has fallen off for the horse. Joshua Worley trying to capitalize now onto the bull. Looking for the exit. This is going to be one of the last opportunities he has. This is probably the penultimate lap coming up here. And is going to be trying to slingshot himself down towards Tamburillo. It's a long, long run. We'll hop on board to the front splitter here and see if we're closing. Tucks out of the slipstream a little bit earlier than I would like to see. You can see as soon as he gets out and that air is no longer being punched a hole into from the Lamborghini ahead. It doesn't really matter, though. Tucks back into it, finds the momentum now to the outside, needs to get the brakes late, and it's not late enough. He has to try once more. Neil Kerbel also trying to find maybe that position back. He lumbers to the outside, tries to for the inside now, and this is going to have to be a defensive attempt here from Joshua Worley if he wants to hang on, or no, Neil Kerbel actually backs out.
Neil Kerbel doing an amazing job recovering from that little bump he had throughout the chicane, getting back into this 3-way battle as it looks like Joshua Worley was about to touch the bull, and the bull goes off and into the grass, and this is going to be a side-by-side race into the chicane. Exactly what we saw earlier. No, into the left-hander, of Piratella. The Pirates corner, arg. And that's track limits there for the bull out in front of Joshua Worley of Jelson Cruz. You can't use too many of those anymore. Final lap being called out. Here we go. The run down to the chicane side by side between Jelson Cruz and Joshua Worley. And Joshua Worley backs out of it, hoping that he'll get a good exit. But that last bump that he had over the sausages just slowed him down by a little bit. And look at that, Neil Kerbel just staying right under the wing of everybody, watching this entire battle go down. Can we get on board with Neil Kerbel to watch his view of all this?
We certainly can, as we hop onto the front splitter now to see Neil. And we got a very poor exit, unfortunately. We know the legs, though, were on it for the Ford Mustang. It's one of the quickest cars in a straight line, but is it going to be quick enough? This is the final attempt here down the start-finish straight. Heading down to it, the Aston Martin thinks about a move. Jelson Cruz goes defensive, parks into the middle of the track, but it's not going to be enough. Joshua Worley goes full send baseball, and he's off into the marbles, unfortunately. Picks up not a position, but he picks up a position lost. Jelson Cruz also now under pressure from Neil Kerbel. He finds the position up into 14th. What a war that has happened all the way down here. This may not be for the glory of the win, but my goodness, this might be the most entertaining battle of the night.
That was amazing driving, good heads-up driving from everybody there. Jelson Cruz sticking to his line, making sure that Joshua Worley had enough space to do what he was planning on doing, and Neil Kerbel executing a ton of patience there, really doing a great job of just showing how tactful he can be.
And here is your race winner of race 1 tonight, the Puerto Rico E-Racing Club member Ricardo Rivera. He takes the win for the first race. Another one here to come, 20 minutes under the belt. Jake Wells takes home second, about 7.5 seconds off of the mark. Kyle Hirsch, 2.5 seconds, or give or take, off of Jake Wells, and Jake Terrell comes home in fourth for the BMW team. Jace Wright, 5th position. Darren Wick's going to come home in 6th for the green light green light Porsche. Max Power, 7th. Maximum effort, to be fair. There was a bit of a mistake to be had for him. Has still hit the barrier. Doesn't really matter. Managed to finish in the top 10. Cryotheus, also a mistake. Does not matter. He shows his strides and makes up for the damage. Alex Freeman in 9th, and Anthony Kelly in the Fear Nothing Moto rounds out your top 10.
I'm super surprised that Cryotheos was able to drive that car home. Stayed in the top 10, stayed in 8th place, even with that significant amount of damage that he had. Lost a few positions overall. How bad was he? Down 3 from where he started, but really that's not too bad after such a big incident that he had. Looking through the grid as well, Max Power only lost 1 to that incident that he had with, I can't remember who. Was that Jace Wright potentially?
It was, that's a really good guy. I think it was Jace. It might not have been Jace Wright. Yeah, I think it was Jace Wright. Yeah, it was the Lamborghini, or the Audi, yes. Why do I keep saying Lamborghini?
So Jace Wright has gained 2 positions overall there, one of them being Maximum Power. And then Alex Freeman gaining 3, Anthony Kelly gaining 3. The FNM Moto team must be happy that we've seen a top 10 come out of Anthony Kelly one more time. Chronotis in 11th, Philip Souzo in 12th, Justin Brackett gained 4 in 13th. Neil Kerbel slowing down for his counterpart has lost 4. Jelson Cruz has gained 6. Whirly Squirrely has gone down 7. Jaeger Caru's up 6. Reggie King, Matthew Chatter, Devin Anthony, Christian Julian, Patrick DeBow, and then the last runner that we had finishing it out.
Absolutely. We're going to run a quick ad chat for any of the non-subscribers. It's September, if that's something that interests you. If you want this ad-free content, you will be able to if you use your sub, or Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime and you get 1 free Prime sub, we're still going to be here. We're not going anywhere, chat. Don't worry, but there is going to be an ad that is going to be running in the background. Again, we apologize for that, but we have to, literally. It's not a choice. So, as much as I wish it was, it is what it is. Now, Saagar, there was a question in chat for you asking what song they need a sad song added to their Logan Sargent playlist since he's been fired.
Ooh, I think I've got it. I've got it on the tip of my tongue. Blink 182, I Miss You.
Ooh, that's good.
I think that's going to be my sad song choice for the Logan Sargent playlist right now. That hits all the buttons just absolutely right on that one. Or we can pick... Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, if we want a 2024 song, I would say Die With A Smile would be a good one. That's I think that's a good choice for a song, like a recent song that's come out. I'm assuming you already have that one, though, Pat Award. I feel like you're somebody who's on that ball.
He's on the spectrum of new and improved music.
Yeah, I think Adam, I feel like it was that mentioned it last time with that song, asking if I liked the song, which again, I do like that. So it's a very good song, but I will admit the Lady Gaga was pretty mid in that song. Bruno Mars, though, smashed it. Absolutely smashed it.
I'm the kind of guy that'll wait 3 years to find out about a good song, and then I'll just play it nonstop on repeat and be like, why did nobody tell me about this? This is fire. It was like, it was on the radio for literally 2 years, Saagar. Come on.
Never speak again. Don't call Lady Gaga mid.
How dare you, Michael? How dare you disrespect the Gaga?
Oh, man. Why would you be sad for the guy that couldn't cut it? And hey, I mean, to be fair, he's gonna probably make it somewhere else. But we're sad because he was the hope and dreams of America, and he unfortunately let us down on that one.
I thought Pietro Fittipaldi was the hopes of America now.
Huh?
Bad joke.
That one went over my head. Huh? I don't get that one.
Never mind. I'll let that one go. But yeah, no. Qualifying session getting underway, if I'm not mistaken. One more event to take place.
Yes, and let's check on that, see how we are looking. Is the server cooked or are we ready? Let's find out.
The server is going. We've got about 6.5 minutes left of this qualifying session so far.
We can hold off. We can wait here a minute. They're on their out laps right now. It's a short quali for the West Coast.
Really
Wednesdays.
is. Yeah. 10 minutes of qualifying for a 20-minute race. So you really are only going to get, what do you say, Mike? 3 or 4 cracks at it if you get out right on time?
Maybe 3. I mean, 4 is going to be a stretch with the tire wear and whatnot. You're not going to be getting the best. You'd be wanting to get it in 3
True.
more than likely with outlap as well.
Outlap, warm-up, installation.
It's a 10-minute session. It was a 10-minute session, to be fair. So you get 4 if you want, maybe. But you're not going to have time for a setup change, probably. Unless you do it real quick.
Mike, who did you pick for your favorite livery so far?
Max Power. I like Max Power's livery.
Okay. It's a bit normal for my taste. I am absolutely in love with what Darren Wicks has put out, though. Darren Wicks' Porsche livery is phenomenal looking.
That's the Martini one?
Yeah, that is the Rusty Martini livery. But Max Power has, I think that's Deadpool on the side of his car.
I like it.
Whole cool. Deadpool theme, excuse me. I didn't even realize. Out on the hood as well.
The full-on Deadpool livery. I like it. I think that's the cool, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think, who was it? It was, I mean, obviously the Puerto Rico e-racing car. That is just a cool livery. Ricardo Rivera representing. I love this. This is a new iteration, too. I don't think we've seen this one yet for them. This is the new Ferrari. They were McLaren drivers.
That is a good-looking livery. Definitely different than what Ricardo Rivera was running last season. But as he's now proven himself, I think he wanted something a little bit more professional looking. I do want to ask, since you said something about the Deadpool livery, what did you think of the Deadpool movie?
I haven't seen it.
Deadpool livery.
I haven't seen it yet. Do I need to see it? Is that one I need to see?
Michael, chat.
I need to see it.
I need to know what everybody's opinion is of the new Deadpool movie as we looked at the Deadpool livery. No spoilers, please, for Mike's sake. It is out online. You can grab it from not so legal sources, obviously, but not encouraging you to do it. Allegedly. Mike, Carson told you to go see it.
When did he tell me to go see it? What are you talking about?
Carson is gone. He couldn't fulfill his last wish.
Butterfly, a.k.a. Flutterby, welcome, by the way. Rip Carson. True, Rip Carson. He's having a great... Anyone that's curious, by the way, Carson's doing great. He's having a great time at college, and he's really enjoying himself. He's meeting a lot of people and doing some fun things, so be happy for Carson. He's doing well. He's also doing some esports streaming coming up as well. I don't know if I can say anything about it, but he is going to be doing some esports streaming, so he'll be back.
Great. Glad to hear that he's doing well. That's amazing. Good for him. I figured he'd find something new and get involved in the college life and kind of forget about all of us. He was worried for a little bit of time there, but I'm definitely happy for him. That's awesome.
The Lego livery is sick, by the way. Somebody in chat pointing that out. Where is it? Whoa, what
That's
is
a good
that
point.
livery? Did we see this livery last time? What is this one? Reggie King. I like this.
Ooh, that is nice. Quality motor parts from Motorcraft.
Okay.
Very
I think
clean
I missed
looking.
that last time. Let's see. There's Dubose, which is very nice. The Odyssey, which is very nice. The Australian out there. I know we have an Australian in chat. The Pirates of the Caribbean themed livery. Very sick. I think that's pretty dope.
I like the Pirates livery.
Where the heck did the Lego livery go?
Where was it?
Oh, there it is. Matthew Charter. Yeah, honestly, this one, I do like this one. This one's really cool.
Racing with Lego. He did make a post in the Discord as well regarding his livery. I can't remember what was said exactly, or if he was just showing a stream that he had. Does he have a... He doesn't have a sim rig made of Lego, does he?
I don't know about that. He's got this split kind of livery going on. He's got Lego on one side. What is this? Naked something? Heck yeah, why not, brother?
Well, like Naked Orange Juice, maybe? Or the Naked Juice brand?
Yeah, honestly, their juice is fire.
West Coast Wednesdays.
The real Lego liveries was the friend... the real Lego liveries were the friends we made along the way. Freaking philosophical as heck here from Adam Strange, my goodness.
As far as I can see, Racing with Lego is not made. It does not have a sim rig made of Legos. He posted his stream link, and I just wanted to take a look real quick to see if I could get a glimpse of the Lego set of his sim rig. But
he doesn't.
No, he's got a DD wheel.
Fair enough. I also just read Adam Strange. Adam, I'm really happy to hear that you're doing well in college. Got a new partner after your last one dissed Lewis Hamilton. I absolutely hate to hear that. I'm sorry that you had to go through that traumatic experience. That sounds very, very gutting, to be honest. That's something like that could have been hidden.
What a just disgustful thing to happen to any relationship. It's like someone just wearing the wrong type of shoes.
Well, it's like the meme that you see, the Formula One meme, where it's the guy and the girl are in the car together on the one scene, and they're driving along, and he's like, so you ready to watch Formula One this weekend or whatever? And she's like, nah, I want to watch whatever else. And then he's like, all right, it's wives out and away we go. And then she's just sat on the curb. So, you know, like, I can get it.
The beautiful thing about California, the races start so early in the morning. Even if I had a wife, she would not want to wake up with me to watch it. She'd be happy to see me get out of bed so she could spend time with the dog. Fair enough. Not sure if it's done intentionally. Just weird. What is that word? But Lego is shortened Danish play for well leg got. Okay, wait, what is the weird? So Lego is shortened for Danish for play well. It's leg gold. Yeah, okay, I sure, okay. But what is that? What is weird pogging? Weird pogging? What is weird pogging? What is weird pogging? That's what I want to know. Out of that whole message, that was the most interesting thing that what the heck is weird pogging? Chat. Is this a new Gen Z term that I'm getting introduced to now? Like mother? Sir Lewis Hamilton, what was that?
My apologies.
Someone called me a mother last
Someone called me a mother too, Saagar. So like, don't feel too bad if they did. Maybe.
Depending on what it actually means, we're still not sure. It's apparently not a bad thing, though. Anyways, qualifying's over. Ricardo Rivera tops the time charts once more. I didn't even have the timing charts up. Let's get those up and rolling here. 141 dead is the time to beat Jake Wells. Still can try to do it. He's coming down the final corner here. He's about even with his time. 4 laps complete, and this is going to be his last opportunity to top the Puerto Rican. Can the American do it here heading to the line? It looks like the answer to that is going to be a resounding negative. He is going to stay in P2. And Jace Wright going to come home in 4th behind Jake Terrell, who rounds out our podium. Jake Wells, hopefully he stays around for the rest of this championship because he might have a run at Ricardo Rivera. If anything goes wrong for Rivera's chances, Jake Wells will hopefully be there to capitalize. I believe he was not there for every single race last season long and still managed to make it into the top 10. So hopefully he's around this time and will do really great things. He is doing very well, Adam Strange. I'm happy to see it. Living up to his name. You get into the booth, Adam Strange, with quick one-liners like that. Get on in here, man.
Also, I'm 40. I'm not allowed to invent lingo. Better report me to the internet police. Actually, no, I can't even do it now. Mother is a good thing. Jake Wells is doing great. I love Jake. Twitch.tv/Jake Wells Racing. If you guys are interested, he's live right now. Pop up both the perspectives. Also, Neil, I think, is live, and a few others here on Trackalicious streaming their perspectives of the racing. So if that's something interesting, definitely check it out. Now, Saagar, let's get on here and let's meet these drivers. Starting us off, Ricardo Rivera. Up at the top, the 787 flying high here tonight. Up in the front, Jake Wells, he's going to come home in second. Once again, the 527 trying once more. Jake Terrell, third position here tonight again for the Team WRT Audi with Jace Wright in P4 for the number 24. Max Power, he's in fifth. He's in fifth position for the number 43. Number 21 of Kyle Hirsch coming home in sixth position, looking for that redemption arc for this podium once more. Joshua Worley comes home in seventh with Neil Kerbel in eighth for the 395 Kerbel race program. You can tell chat getting tired. Phil Cryotheus coming home in P9 for the number 81 with Darren Wicks in 10th. Philip Suzo in P11, rounding out in the 213. Patrick Duo in the Rockefeller Racing in P12 with Devin Smallblock Anthony. Much better result this time in P13. Anthony Kelly in the Fear Nothing Moto, not quite as good of a result as the last time around. P14 is where the qualifying will fall, and Professor Cronotis behind him in 15th. Reggie King 16th quickest with Jelson Cruz down in 17th, and Alex Freeman in 18th. Christian Julian in 19th. Matthew Charter rounding out your top 20 with Justin Brackett behind him in P21. Jaeger Karu here, the number 920, rounds out the back once again, last but not least.
I'm still going to have to pick that Porsche for my favorite livery. Lights are coming on for all the drivers with 30 seconds remaining left to go, dropping into their grid boxes now. This is going to be an exciting night race, evening race. 10:02 p.m. Hopefully the track temperature has come down a little bit, just by a few degrees. It's down into the 26s, sunny 26, track temperature 26 degrees as well. So not too cool, but the temperatures will be dropping as night falls on these drivers. And away we go for our starting lap, or formation lap, excuse me.
Also, Karu in chat saying, it's nice back here. I like that, Karu. You're out of the trouble. It's nice and safe in the back. And also, Adam Strange, what the heck are you on about? Mike is good, but he doesn't translate good audio or transmit good audio on my own. What do you mean by that? That's like the biggest dig I think I've ever had.
Are you saying that he needs an enhanced microphone to transmit audio properly?
I don't know what he's saying. I can think of multiple things that could possibly mean. Is my voice not translate? Do I not translate a good voice? Does my voice not sound good? What does that mean? That's the most like self-conscious comment I've ever seen. Or I'm like, what the heck does that even mean? But Adam, if you do get a microphone and do want to try commentary, hey man, you're more than welcome.
Dig right back at him, Mike. Dig right back at him.
Well, I mean, I can't have nothing to dig. So I'm used to it. I'm used to being the punching bag. It's all good.
That's fair. That's fair. It's what we're good for here as commentators. We talk enough smack about the drivers and their mistakes all the time. It's about time that we got some digging back at us.
Yeah, exactly. As James Yexley once said, don't teach a mother how to suck eggs. You know? I'll just leave that one to simmer. Max Power, he's going to be running here in 4th position in the AMG. The number 43 is going to be trying to contest well. Jake Terrell, though, up onto the podium steps here. Maybe looking for a better result this time in that WRT Audi. But Mike, your mother. Look. I didn't think that far ahead, okay? I was joking about your existence and bring good audio for me despite your occupying the same space. What do you mean? I'm even more confused.
Adam Strange is going deeper into the strange realm.
I'm even more confused now. This isn't... Oh, man.
Your existence wouldn't bring good audio for me, despite you occupying the same space as me on the screen. I feel like I'm more confused now than I was before this stream started.
I am as well. I don't know what to make of that. Oh my goodness, I forgot about YouTube chat. Power Movie on YouTube chat. Wait, hold on. We haven't had... Okay, there hasn't been anyone on YouTube chat. We're also live on YouTube chat if you guys are interested. I know I keep forgetting about YouTube chat, and I do apologize. We're getting there. I'm still getting used to it, okay? But we do thank both audiences, of course. Thank you guys so much for being here on the Twitch side and on the YouTube side of things. This is going to be race 2 here tonight for the West Coast Wednesday season opener here at the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo Idino Ferrari.
Brought to you by Sargento Cheese.
And Power Movie is just here existing. I like that. I can respect that.
Welcome back, Power Movie. Glad to have you back.
ADHD meds ran out, so I'm thinking about a 5D med. Look, if you got ADHD, you're going to fit in perfectly as a commentator. Either way, let's get into it here. We got all the 5 red lights lit up here, and up at the front is going to be Ricardo Rivera for the Puerto Rican E-Racing Club. Jake Wells lined up alongside. I'm Mike Nause in the booth. Joined with me tonight is Saagar Bakshi as we approach the line here and get ready to go green for race 2 of the West Coast Wednesdays season opener here at Trackalicious. As we approach the line here, we will go green, 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 and Jake Wells is a lot more punchy this time. He gets shot out like a cannon down to the first corner. Ricardo Rivera, can he hold on? I don't think he can. Behind that, that's going to be Jake Terrell, I think, goes... Oh, there's a contact! Ricardo Rivera goes into the side there of Jake Wells. Jake gains an advantage off the track, but he isn't going to give that one back. He felt that he was headroom at the apex. Max Power is sideways, and there's maximum carnage in the middle of the road. That's going to be contact from Professor Chronotis and Anthony Kelly, I think, getting caught up as well. No, they make it through. Looks like it was only Chronotis that got involved with that contact somehow. Very unfortunate, though, for Max Power, and oh, I take that one back.
Oh, man, and Neil Kerbel gained 3 positions out of all that carnage. Somehow just threaded the needle like a glove, just slotting right in there. Just did a phenomenal job. Gained 3 right off the bat, up into 5th place. And we've seen a couple people lose out. Whoa, Philip Souzo going for it there and almost touching Cryothios.
That was a little bit of a lunge there from Philip Souzo, and he manages to hold on up at the front, though. Ricardo Rivera, this is the one to keep an eye on for the time being, this battle for the lead. That's a mistake from Jake Wells. He goes a little bit deep there over the curbs. That's going to allow Ricardo Rivera to run down towards the Rivazzas. A little bit of a flash of the headlights there, I think. Trying to get into the head of Jake Wells. Can he do so? The inside line is open, but it does not matter. Behind that, Jake Terrell trying to slingshot himself into the equation here as well. It's going to be, though, down to the launch. We know how strong the Ferrari is. We know how strong Ricardo Rivera is. Jake Terrell, he's a little bit weak. He goes deep there momentarily, and that should allow Jace Wright to eat him up for breakfast here. But no, it seems that Jace must have made a mistake as well. The punchy Audi, not able to get a good enough run. They're going to go side by side. Neil Kerbel is actually the one trying to make a move now. Up into 5th position, making a move for 4th to the outside. He looks for it, but isn't going to find the daylight as it is a night race.
Wow, he really looked for it, even made a move to turn in there, but saw that it wasn't going to be an opportunity. Ricardo Rivera flashing the headlights again at Jake Wells. Must not be happy with the way something's going. Or like you said, just trying to get in the head of Jake Wells to try to force him into a mistake while he's moving across the racing line. And he's pretty good at doing so. Jake Wells, his last lap was a 54.8 to the 55.4 of Ricardo Rivera. And let's see how consistent Jake Wells can be over the next 17 and a half minutes.
Yeah, as you can see in the rear view mirror here, that McLaren splitter, or not splitter, the McLaren wing, and the Ferrari looming in the background here. Very, very close, not giving up any ground, and he will be there for the foreseeable future. It's going to be Jake here. Really, it's Jake's race, I think, to lose, but also Ricardo Rivera off the back of a win. He's going to be hungrier than ever. Is he going to get a bit more aggressive than he is known for? Obviously, we saw that in the first chicane, and maybe that's what Ricardo's flashing about. Maybe he felt that he wasn't at fault for that one. I think it is more just the mind games. We'll certainly see as we go on to the next lap here. This is going to be Jace Wright trying to find a move onto Jake Terrell. It's going to be potentially a Jake 1-2 if things can go right, but no, not if Jace has anything to say about it. He sneaks himself into the gap there that's barely existing. The BMW, though, we know how quick it is in a straight line. It's the inline 6 versus the V10 in the back there of that Audi. Side by side, though, all the way down. It's a drag race to the braking zone. Who's going to give? The Audi has the advantage on the inside. It's going to turn to the out for the second part of the corner, though. This contact at the apex. Not going to happen for Jace. Oh, and that's going to be a bit of a bridge too far. Neil Kerbel clatters into the side as well, and that's going to be for good measure. Joshua Worley joining the equation. Cars scattering, and there is chaos and carnage here on lap 2.
Wow, 5-car pileup right off the bat. Ends in tears, though. Couple drivers having to warp out of there. It was so bad. Let's get another look at this, Mike.
I'm not sure how much we're going to be able to catch. So there's the incident ahead. We see 3 cars spun out, and everybody goes. Some people zig while others zag, and everybody manages to make it out fairly safe. But the contact up ahead from Jace Wright, as well as Neil Kerbel getting involved in that, Jake Terrell as well. Looks like 2 of them have made it back to the pits now. With a retirement, it seems. Kyle Hirsch, ooh, the dive bomber is getting dive bombed on there by the outside, although I think there's some damage by the looks of it on the front of that McLaren.
Oh yeah, that hood is spit right up and into the air, and he's diving out of the way to let some of those other cars past him, it looks like. Not being able to navigate Aqua Minerale, and you see that car backfiring in the background there, lit up that night sky.
Ooh, and Alex Freeman here trying to get a good, or rather under pressure from Patrick Dubois. He got a very weak launch. He goes deep now into Variante Alta. That's going to allow another run from Dubois. He has to capitalize here if he doesn't find this mistake. If not now, then when? Goes to the outside. He's going to try for it. The gap gets closed, though, by Alex Freeman. A little bit of an aggressive turn in, I would say. I think Patrick Dubois was entitled to that room. It's going to be down to the stewards to review that one, though. But there was a bit of racetrack, and that's Kyle Hirsch that has... No, it's not. Who is that? That's a random car that has found themselves on, doing something. I am not sure.
Wow, this race was anything but clean so far. We're only 3 laps into this right now, and we've already had 2 major accidents go down. Very much unlike the first race that we had. Maybe the driver's getting a little bit tired, getting a little too confident with the way that they can drive next to each other side by side, going for a lot earlier opportunities than they were the first time around, Mike.
Certainly are. We also, Power Movie in chat, just saw Frog. Look, Power Movie, I did see the chat. I unfortunately just did not have time to respond. There's been so much going on. Frogs are awesome. Absolutely one of the top tier amphibians, if not the top tier amphibian out there. Absolutely love them in the summer when you're out in the woods and you can hear the sound of the frogs. That's just textbook, in my opinion.
Amphibians and reptiles are gross. I'll just die on that hill.
Unpopular opinion, but okay. I mean, probably popular opinion, but you know, fair enough. I think all animals are dope.
They're dope. I don't want them near me, around me, or touching me.
Fair enough. I'll hold them. I'd hold a snake. I mean, frogs. I used to catch frogs in my backyard, but
nope. I saw some little kids on my last camping trip catching frogs, and I said, nope. Do not chase them into my campsite, you little rascals. Because they were running.
I think Carson has a fear of bugs, so it's interesting that you say that. But either way, Ricardo Rivera here on the charge. I guess it's all commentators have an odd fear when it comes to random animals. Although I'm terrified of...
It's a normal fear!
You know, fun fact about Mike is I'm terrified about jellyfish. Hate ringworms.
What's wrong with jellyfish?
They just don't make sense. They do brain things, and they don't have a brain. That's my best explanation.
And that's your fear of them?
Yes. I genuinely am terrified of them.
Like they're going to take over the world? Or,
no, I just don't want to go in the ocean because of them. That's all. Like when I was down at the beach, I saw a jellyfish washed up, and I'm like, I'm just not going to go near that thing. Does it sting? No, it doesn't sting. I know it didn't sting. It was one of the ones that doesn't.
There aren't enough of them. There are many of them that sting.
There are many of them that don't sting in the Pacific Northwest. But I also don't like them.
Jellyfish are the dopest animals in the world. I used to be a rescue scuba diver, so seeing jellyfish do their little jellyfish thing,
They're plastic
Was the
bags
coolest
that
thing in the
do
world.
brain things and they don't have brains, therefore they make me uncomfortable.
And they got little noodle arms. They got little noodle arms.
They do have a little noodle arms that makes me uncomfortable. And the Portuguese man-o-war is terrifying. So is the one in Australia. And ringworm does suck. I had ringworm when I was in high school. I used to wrestle, so I can relate to that. Although I think you're talking about the literal ringworms, but yeah.
Ooh, that's one of my most irrational fears is getting, you know, that Futurama episode where Fry gets that worm from eating a sandwich at a gas station?
Yes, I do. I actually love that episode. And he has the bacteria that they have to go in and kill. That's absolutely amazing. One of the top tier episodes from Futurama, to be completely honest.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest irrational fears is like going to a grimy restaurant and getting like some infectious worm that way by eating like the greasiest, most disgusting food that I've ever had in my life. But it's delicious anyways, and I love it.
Here we go. Phil Cryotheus is under pressure from Neil Kerbel. Neil to the outside. He's going to maybe cut back to the end, but he doesn't go for it just yet. Jake Wells also has gotten overtaken. As soon as I turn off the freaking camera, Jake Wells gets overtaken. Literally was on that battle for the entire time. Let's go back and see the overtake for the lead because I'm a bad cameraman, it turns out. Side by side here, down towards the second chicane, and it's actually just a textbook move, really, from Ricardo Rivera. He gets it fully alongside, and that's not much of a fight from Jake Wells. It's going to be hard-pressed for Jake to come back, I would imagine, with Ricardo's pace. In fact, as we resume, I think we're about to see a spun around Jake Wells. Come on, camera. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, not good.
Oh, no.
Let's go see what happened.
And here at the top of Piratella, coming up to the corner, just on the inside, looking for any opportunity, and he looks like he just cooks it all on his own, going a little too fast, carrying too much speed, trying to chase the white rabbit, as it were.
And he just kind of pulls over. I hope everything's good there on Jake's end because he should be able to continue. He is back on track. I wonder if he was just devastated there. Interesting. Yeah, very interesting one there from just stopping. I'm not sure what caused that. Oh man, okay, chat. We got a lot happening on track all of a sudden, and we also have a lot happening in chat. Logan goes racing. Welcome. He disconnected. He's still racing. He's good. His stream
He's down
died.
into 8th place.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
His stream died. Okay, well, he seems to still be racing, so...
Maybe he had to turn off his stream. He was getting some frame drops.
10-year-old me has thought that quicksand would be a bigger problem than it is actually as an adult. I totally agree with you. Quicksand is not that intimidating, it turns out.
100%. I thought quicksand was going to be a daily problem for me in my adult life. Go camping, quicksand. Go into the woods, quicksand. Go hiking somewhere, quicksand.
It never happened.
I have not yet once seen quicksand in my entire life. And I'm kind of devastated by it because there was a survival handbook that I read that showed you how to get out of quicksand. You know, grab a stick, lay down flat, the whole thing, right? Not once ever had to use the strategy. I'll pass it on to you, chat. Grab a stick, lay down flat. It's a whole thing.
Don't wiggle around too much like Anthony Kelly is wiggling around now to the outside. He's trying to go for a move on to Reggie King, the Ford Mustang. Is he going to get left for the dust? It's going to be horse-on-horse action, Mustang versus Ferrari, and it seems that the Ferrari is going to eke out an advantage. There's contact, though, as they drive in a straight. You never want to see that. Both cars keep it under check, though, and the Ferrari does make it by, manages to get it done. Anthony Kelly holds on, or rather gets the okay.
Whoa!
Okay.
That's more than a bump in the rump. Oh.
Yeah, I gotta... Let's go back and see that. We're gonna go on board the cockpit here. Yeah, he didn't brake. He didn't lift. Yeah. Yeah, that was also unnecessary.
No comment. I was gonna just say, move the camera. Like...
No comment needed, I think. I think that one was pretty self-explanatory. From both collisions. Very self-explanatory. Do I agree with either of them? No. I don't. No. Especially the second one.
And here I was going to say something great about the FNM cars. You can't give me commentary curse, no exclamation point curse for me, because I didn't spit it out. I was just thinking it, that he was going to be in the top 10.
Oh, no. What the
jeez
frick is happening? I almost swore even. This is not good. Okay. What is going on? Okay, so Neil Kerbel was making a move. onto the BMW. We're watching Joshua Worley, so they get caught up. Josh just kind of
Worley goes into Wicks.
I don't want to say you reap what you sow, but you kind of reap what you sow. Joshua Squirrely Whirly. I don't want to say living up to his name, but that was definitely an avoidable one, I want to say. It happens quick. It was very, I don't want to put Joshua at fault for that necessarily, because it happened quick. Things happen fast in racing. But, brakes exist on a car for a reason, which we've seen a few incidents that could have been avoided if brakes were used today. So, it's just my personal take on it.
There's a reason we call him Darren Quick Wicks. We don't actually call him that.
We might now. Joshua Worley with a drive-through penalty as well. Oof.
Oh, man. Oof. This race. Let's go over to Jake Wells chasing down Philip Souzo. And this is going to be the battle for 7th and 6th place right now. And Jake Wells trying to regain some of his track position that he lost earlier around the outside of the first chicane. And he's able to do that like a textbook move, like Mike says before.
Okay. Sorry. I just read a previous chat message. Grocery store quicksand. In relation to anyone that did miss the conversation that we were just having, and we were talking about quicksand in random spots. Yes, going to the grocery store and getting caught in quicksand. How could I have never had that one happen to me? That's just, what a shame.
Oh man.
Oh, and then what was the other comment? The Billy Joel one. I did read that one at the time. Billy Joel is a top-tier piano man, unrelated. But as a Long Islander, I must bring up Billy Joel at least once a week. Adam, I don't think you've ever brought up Billy Joel before in the past.
Someone review the chat history.
I think this is the first time he's ever brought up Billy Joel. I'm for Billy Joel.
Jake Wells trying to get by Devin Anthony and just chops him up like a chop suey and gets through into 5th place, though.
Why'd you leave the keys up on the table? Because I wanted to.
Oh boy. That's this race, Michael. This race.
That's why I've just kind of moved over to chat.
yeah.
So chat, how you guys doing?
Yeah.
Ricardo Rivera's winning this race. End of story.
I want to know. I still want to know people's opinions about Deadpool 3. I don't think anybody answered my question.
Yeah.
What are people's opinions about Deadpool 3? No spoilers for the people that haven't seen it yet. Let's talk Piano Man Logan Goes Racing.
Look, all I'm saying is we didn't start the fire. The fire, it's always been burning since the world's been turning, okay?
That's true. We didn't start the fire.
That's probably my favorite song by Billy Joel. Just saying.
You know what I'm going to say? Never mind. I won't say it. It's a bad joke.
That's fine. Love seeing pansexual characters on screen. Deadpool is an icon. All right, heck yeah. Who doesn't love a good pan? Fair enough. Yeah, I agree. Patrick Dubai, yellow flag. Out of pit lane.
Mike used a good pan tonight to make some fried rice.
I used a very large pan. I did, yes, to make some fried rice. It was some killer fried. Honestly, I'm impressed. I've never made fried rice before, but I did tonight, and it was pretty solid. I can't complain. It wasn't restaurant quality. I don't have a wok hay. Like, I can't get the wok hay on the rice because I don't have a gas burner. I'm using the convectional stove. So it's just not quite done quite. Didn't hit as hard that way. Stainless. It was stainless. Did I say cast? It was stainless.
Cast iron is so hard to maintain.
Yeah,
it is so hard to maintain, everybody. Come on. Don't even get me on the seasoning part of a cast iron pan. There is work involved to getting a cast iron pan seasoned. I think so. I mean, the baking process, it's coating. Jake Wells Racing is racing with a party of 14.
Jake. Thank you for the raid, first off. Shout out to Jake. Good race 1, great race 1, not so great race 2, very unfortunate. It was a very entertaining battle you guys were having. I'm not sure what happened, unfortunately, but it's been a race. It's been a heck of a race.
Exactly.
Cook bacon on it
Tasty
and the
crayon.
cast iron pan is seasoned, and you get delicious bacon. Fair enough.
No. It is toxic crud that it's carbon. It's grease. It is basically grease and carbon. I'm coating it.
I'm with you, Saagar. I am a man that uses nonstick at any opportunity I can. Now, obviously, when you're doing fried rice, you're using a little bit higher heat. You can't quite use nonstick. It's just you just can't.
You just can't. No.
Plus, metal utensils and nonstick is a big no-no, and you need metal utensils. Oh no! Drive-through penalty for Justin Brackett. Anyways, when it comes to the seasoning, it just seems like a very unnecessary... Oh no, Neil Kerbal off in the grass. Anyways, it just seems like a very unnecessary process that I just don't quite fully understand. I had like I say, we had a stainless steel one. It's not a wok. It's like a wok with a flat bottom. I don't know what you call that, but a wok with a flat bottom is what I'm calling it.
But stainless steel, though.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I have a wok. Similarly, I have a giant flat bottom pot that is stainless steel, and I love that thing to death. I use it for all of if you ever make a good pork chop, you season the pork chop up, slap it in there, let it stick to the bottom of the pan, then deglaze it with some mushroom cream sauce, chop in some good mushrooms, some chives, paprika, some cumin, some sage and thyme. Oh man, talk about a amazing meal.
We've evolved from a racing channel into a cooking channel. Chat, I don't want to say that the racing has done this to us, but the racing has done this to us tonight. There's not many battles happening on track, and I'm also mildly upset with the standard of driving on the track tonight.
A carbon fiber walk? Oh, carbon steel walk.
Dude, a carbon fiber walk would be sick, though. That doesn't sound healthy or safe, but it sounds sick.
Oh man,
and light. So imagine how easy it would be to flip too.
Just toss that thing.
Oof, Jay got disconnected twice. Ay.
Oh, that's why the stream went down. We were told. Yeah. Oh man, that's not good luck.
We just finished the race. Oh, Ricardo Rivera won. Race winner for race 1 and 2. Fastest lap in the race. Grand Slam. He's taking it all. Ricardo Rivera, great job for the race tonight. Phil Cryotheus, P2. Excellent
nice
drive.
Job.
From P7 positions gained. Excellent. Definitely understated that. Granted, there were probably 6 people that crashed ahead of him, but hey, let's not take anything away. Phil Cryotheus was in the position when the getting got good. He managed to get a podium. Darren Wicks also on the podium, 7 positions gained. Neil Kerbal, 4 positions gained. Philip Souzo, 6. Jelson Cruz, 11 positions gained. Christian Julian, 12 positions gained. And Devin Anthony, 5. Anthony Kelly gaining 5. And Reggie King gaining 6. Anthony Kelly and Reggie King starting their rivalry off strong in this season.
Anthony Kelly getting another top 10 for Fear Nothing Moto. Great job for him. Reggie King, Alex Freeman, Matthew Charter, Joshua Worley, Patrick Dubois, Justin Brackett, Professor Kenotis, Kyle Hirsch, and Max Power finishing out this race.
Excellent. Also, hummingbirds can fly backwards? I didn't know that. Did you know, though, chat, that the American... hold on. Where is it? It's the amethyst woodstar hummingbird can beat its wings 20 times in the blink of an eye? You now know that, chat. That's information that you cannot get rid of because I gave it to you for free here at Trackalicious.
Wow. This is so many good facts here tonight.
It really is. Alrighty, let's get out of this race before I get my game crashing, and let's see if we can land some interviews. The top 3, Ricardo Rivera, as well as Phil Cryotheus and Darren Wicks. If you guys are looking for an interview tonight, get in the green room. We'll get an interview rolling. Random fact of the day. Okay, another one. All right. Since we're on the bird train, Did you know that in the area of Imola, the Emilia-Romagna region, it's home to approximately 300 species of birds and over 100 different tree species?
100 different trees.
Species.
That's something. 100 different species of trees. That is something.
Yep.
That is pretty jungle-like. I would not have expected it. But it is lush and green out here.
Yeah, I was
Look at all those trees.
We're right by the coast.
Look at all those trees.
There's a lot of water around. I did know that. I learned that in my fauna and flora class, or flora and fauna class. Lovely. It sounds like that you just made that up. ChatGPT may have, but it also may not have. Alrighty, we got a nice full interview room here. We do only interview from race 1, 2, 3, but I don't know. We'll just grab some people. Why not? And Saagar, why don't you start us off here? We will grab, let's see here. We have Darren Wicks, Phil Cryotheus, and Ricardo. Ricardo will do last. And why don't we start off with nobody podium that's in there, but come on, guys, we gotta get this together.
Podium.
Did Cryo? Wait, Cryo, but he's not in the green room though. He's
not in the green room. Yeah, no.
I don't want to interview anyone that didn't. Hold on, who was on the podium in race 1? I took a picture of it. Let me just pull that up real fast. Carter Rivera, Jake Wells, and Kyle Hirsch. All right, we can interview Kyle Hirsch and Jake Wells. Why not? They got podiums in race 1. Let's start off with Jake Wells. Saagar, why don't you take this one away?
Jake Wells, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Heck of a race 1 that you had, trying to stick close to an alien like Ricardo Rivera. How'd you feel about your pace tonight?
First race, I had no shot. He was just incredible. I mean, the man's a legend. But just wanted to make sure I stayed ahead of Kyle and just maintain pace. Wasn't pushing too hard. But if he got close, just try to pull back away. But, man, it was great drive from him. I haven't seen Kyle drive like that in a long time. But Ricardo, I mean, it's kind of expected at this point. The guy's good. He's too good. But it's awesome to see. We were actually chatting for the races, so we were just hanging out.
Awesome. And do you have any plans for the rest of this season? Or do you plan on racing the entire season in case Ricardo Rivera should have any mistake happen? Do you plan on staying there in second place for the rest of it?
Well, if Ricardo's here, yes, I plan on staying for second place. But I like racing with a guy because when you race with faster drivers, you just learn to drive faster. You just learn to pick up what they're doing and try to put it into your driving style. But I want to be able to race every race, but my schedule is kind of crazy. So we try to make everything happen, but it doesn't always necessarily work out.
No, fair enough. I believe that was the same thing that you had going on last season for you as well. So hopefully you're able to make as many as possible. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you wanted to say or add before we let you go? Anybody you want to thank?
No, just keep doing what you guys are doing. You guys are doing awesome. I know I don't get to race as much as I want to, but I love the community. I love you guys. I mean, you guys are awesome. Everybody in chat and in the races. But thank you guys for real.
No, thanks, Jake Wells. Thank you for participating, and shame to see what happened in race 2, but, we'll count that one down as a mechanical failure for you, and hopefully you'll get back out there next week.
Yeah, it happens.
Good luck, brother.
Thank you.
Awesome. That's Jake Wells, everybody. Your P2 finisher in race 1, and unfortunately, DNF in race 2. Up next is going to be our P3 finisher from race 1. We got Kyle Hirsch. Kyle, you got a copy?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Doing very well. Congratulations, Kyle. You managed to bring home a podium result in the first race. Now, obviously, race 2, not quite as lucky, and by that I mean very unlucky. Either way, let's talk more about that first race. Excellent pace. Couldn't quite keep up with the top pack, but managing to lead over Jake Terrell by 4 seconds at the finish. That must have been a pretty dominant feeling in that time.
I was just staring at the rear bumper of Jake the whole time, thinking, "Don't get away from him." So I was just trying to figure out what he was doing and trying to my best to copy it, and then not losing the car.
Yeah, and obviously race 2, unfortunately, I guess we could talk about that briefly, where we did. Do you want to touch on that one?
Oh man, I had a couple fun incidents. Turn 2, I saw the lead couple cars. They went offline, and I got really excited, thinking it was my chance to make up some room. And then I found myself in the dirt when I hit the throttle and realized that things were going bad very quickly. And then got swallowed up by the pack. Ended up 3 wide and scared. And, oh yeah, turn 2 was great. And then later on in the race, I think I was trying to chase down Kerbal, and I knew that they were fighting. And then turn 1 and 2 happened again, and they made contact, and 3 cars were in the road, and I thought
Yeah.
there's going to be an opening right here, so I'm going to go full throttle, hope for the best. The cars look like they're going to separate, and I got to know the front bumper of a BMW pretty intimately.
Full throttle under yellow flags is generally not the greatest recommendation.
Well, they probably haven't come out yet. It just happened.
Yeah.
Oh, lordy.
Yeah. Well, I saw a gap, and you got to go for it if you're a racing driver, right?
Ayrton said it did say that at one point in time, and I don't want to say history made itself, but anyways.
Oh, God.
Kyle,
We just
Kyle-
raced in Imola.
You know what? I did my tribute to Ayrton Senna today.
That's fair enough, Kyle. On that grim note, Kyle, is there anybody that you would like to thank before we move on?
Oh man, the makers of BMW, they make a very pretty front end.
Fair enough. It's I feel like a little bit of a backhanded compliment, but I can respect it nonetheless.
Oh, it's really pretty. It's just not fun to hit.
It's very
sturdy,
well made,
rock
very well
solid.
made.
Well made. That's the word.
Awesome.
Oh,
Kyle,
goodness.
good luck in your next races. Congratulations on your P3 finish in race 1, and good luck in the next ones.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck, Kyle.
Last but not least, Saagar, we have the race winner, the back-to-back race winner. It's Ricardo Rivera.
Ricardo
Mike, Mr.
Rivera.
What up?
How are
What's
you
on
doing,
it?
brother?
Everything excellent. Glad
How
to
do you-
be back at racing here.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks off. What have you done to prepare for these races of West Coast Wednesday?
Well, for this one specifically, not much. But I've been racing a lot the Ferrari recently. I have the Ferrari Sport Finals on Saturday, so I've been doing every race possible in the Ferrari to get used to it, to
Aha.
see then how it goes.
And how has that helped you develop just a better strategy or more comfortability with that car at a track like Imola?
There were I'm used to the McLaren and Honda, which are like more oversteery kind of car, more like rear end cars. This one is like a car that is very hard to lose control of it, but it's super easy to lose time if you don't like drive it very carefully.
Sure.
And also I was hard getting used to see a traction control number that high up, since I'm accustomed to the Ferrari and Honda that you use DC at 1, and here like above 5 is the normal thing. So that's also another thing that I get to used to. Okay, this is normal, not doesn't make you any slower or anything like that.
Interesting. Very interesting that you're gaining this depth of knowledge with this car across a variety of tracks. And again, congratulations on your P1 back-to-back in these races. And it sounds like you're pretty comfortable with this car. Is this going to be the car that you drive for the rest of the season now?
Yep. Gonna keep racing this car, I think.
Well, glad to hear it, brother. Glad to hear it. Is there anything else that you want to add, or anybody else that you want to thank before we let you go, Ricardo Rivera?
No, as always, thanks to you for the amazing content and streaming.
Oh, thank you, brother. Really appreciate it. You keep putting on the races, and we'll keep showing up. How's that for a deal?
Yep, it sounds like a deal.
Right on, brother. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming in for an interview. Really appreciate you, sir.
Okay, see you next time.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. That is going to be Ricardo Rivera, your race winner for both races, fastest lap, Grand Slam performance, and nobody really in the ballpark, to be completely honest, in race 1. Hopefully it can change for Valencia next week. And if this is a championship that you're interested in, !SimGrid or a link down in the description if you're over on the YouTube side of things, head on over to the SimGrid and check out all of the races that we have here at TRACKILICIOUS. We have a lot up and coming as I hydrate really quickly before I get into it because it's going to be a long one.
From this 3-gallon jug that Mike has next to him.
It's an average-sized water bottle. That's beside the point. Either way, we have Valencia next week, West Coast Wednesday. We have back again. We have the iRacing Championships tomorrow. GT4s in iRacing. There's only 16 people signed up. Come on, people, sign up for that. It's going to be, I think, free content. Maybe not. Maybe yes. I'm not sure, honestly. We have the iRacing NASCAR Truck Series. That's going to be also on Tuesdays, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We have the GT3 Hot Laps and the GT4 Hot Lap Series, along with the GT3 Championship starting back up this Sunday. Be there or be square. Well, actually, just be there. That's all my recommendation to you, is just be there for the GT3 Championship, the main event at TRACKILICIOUS. !SimGrid again if that's something that interests you. 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. 8 p.m. Eastern time. Why is our GT3 Championship starting 30 minutes earlier? Either way, apparently it starts 30 minutes earlier now, chat. In case you didn't know, that's something that you now know. I didn't know, and now I know. The GT4 Fall Rookies also starting at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, and 6 p.m. for the GT4 Open. That'll be Mondays. The Rookie Series back again. If you're new to sim racing, definitely looking to get into that. Definitely also check out Amedio Castorino's Hot Lap that we did yesterday over on the YouTube side of things. Very fun. We had a good time dissecting Imola and how to improve in a GT4 in particular, but also any car. But on that, Spooky Suzuki coming up. That's going to be next month, October 30th. We have a race going on. We also have Zandvoort sprints. We got a flooded Silverstone race. There's a lot going on SimGrid. Definitely want to go over, check it out. Lots of information to be had there. And thank you, of course, to everybody on the YouTube side of things, and as well for joining in. Amazing. Saagar, any closing notes now that I've rambled on for long enough?
No, thank you, everybody, for entertaining us, and thank you very much, everybody, for putting on an amazing race. And as always, please remember to stay safe.
Always. And also, thank you very much, Adam Strange, Dr. Porkchop, Jake Wells, Pat Award, everybody, all the regulars in chat. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for keeping us entertained. As Saagar was saying, you guys are great always. Like I say, we have a race that we don't necessarily, I don't want to say not pay attention to, but either way, we got priorities here, and you guys are a massive priority. This stream brought to you by you guys, so thank you so much. As we have it, though, I've been Mike Nause, Saagar Bakshi alongside me for tonight. Big thank you to Saagar, as always. I hope everyone has a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. Thank you, and good night.